Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and suddenly becoming the richest person on earth. Well, not just any ordinary rich person with a couple of yachts or a collection of private jets, but richer than today's Elon Musk, whose fortune has surpassed $1 trillion since SpaceX went public. What I mean is you're sitting right at the top. Your net worth is greater than those of today's top 15 or 20 billionaires, maybe $1.5 trillion or $2 trillion. This number is so large that it no longer feels like money, but rather a different dimension of reality. At first, this seems completely unreal because when you check your phone, you see numbers on the screen that don't even register like cash. In other words, if you spent $1 million of it every day, it would take you approximately 2,740 years to spend $1 trillion. Basically, your wealth is invested in companies, investments, and stakes in industries that sustain the lives of billions of ordinary people. One small decision can move markets. A single tweet or post can send stock prices tumbling across entire continents. People you've never met suddenly start studying your every move because it impacts their pensions, their jobs, and their dreams. Slowly, you begin to notice that the world is suddenly looking at you in a completely different way. Earlier, even a street dog wouldn't pay attention to you. But today, world leaders want meetings with you, tech founders want your capital or your endorsement. Charities and universities are lining up with proposals that could change the lives of millions if only you'd say yes. But with all this comes a strange, unrelenting loneliness. Because who can you really trust? Absolutely not. Old friends probably see you differently now. New people probably only see that big number attached to your name. Little things that used to be completely normal now carry a different weight because whatever you say or do, people interpret it as a strategy or a signal. You probably still live in a house or houses that feel normal to you, but would be palaces to most. Yet the things money can actually buy start to feel limited. You can have the best chefs, the best doctors on call, the best security, the best experiences money can arrange. But you can't buy more time with the people you love. You can't buy genuine connection that doesn't carry any agenda. You can't buy back the simplicity of walking into a store without people recognizing you or treating you like a walking opportunity. The richest person in the world often discovers that the things that actually make life good are surprisingly cheap or completely free. Deep conversations, quiet mornings, health that doesn't depend on specialists, relationships where no one is keeping score. Still, the responsibility is enormous. With that kind of wealth, you become a force that can accelerate entire fields. You could fund breakthroughs in energy, space, medicine, or education that governments move too slowly on. You could back moonshot ideas that look crazy until they work. At the same time, every choice you make ripples outward. If you invest heavily in one technology, you might unintentionally slow down competitors or reshape entire supply chains. If you stay quiet on big issues, people might assume you don't care. If you speak up, your words carry more weight than most elected officials. That kind of influence is intoxicating and heavy at the same time. You might find yourself thinking about legacy a lot. What happens to all this when you're gone? Do your children or the next generation carry it forward responsibly? Do they even want to? Or does the money become a burden that warps their lives the way extreme wealth sometimes does? You could set up foundations that outlast you by centuries, shaping research or helping the poorest parts of the world for generations. Or you could decide the best use of the fortune is to give most of it away while you're still alive, the way some of the great philanthropists in history eventually did. The choice is yours in a way almost no one else on the planet gets to experience. There's also the constant calculation that never really stops. How much is enough? How do you protect what you've built without becoming paranoid? How do you enjoy it without losing the drive that got you there in the first place? Many people who reach extreme wealth say the game changes. The scoreboard stops being about more zeros and starts being about impact, freedom, or sometimes just peace. You might wake up one day and realize you could stop working entirely and still live better than almost anyone for the rest of your life, yet the work, the building, the creating might still feel like the most meaningful part. The world will judge you no matter what you do. Some will call you a genius who moved humanity forward. Others will see you as a symbol of inequality. Someone who accumulated more than any single person should reasonably need while others struggle. Both views will probably feel incomplete. You'll know the late nights, the risks, the luck, the team that made it possible. And you'll also know the moments of doubt and the moral questions that come with holding that much power in one set of hands. Being the richest person isn't just about the number, it's about living with the knowledge that your choices echo further than almost anyone else's. It's about deciding every day what kind of force you want to be in the world. Some days it feels like the ultimate freedom. Other days it feels like an invisible cage made of expectations, security concerns, and the weight of what you could do but haven't yet. At the end of it all, even with more money than Elon Musk currently holds, the richest person still wakes up with the same 24 hours everyone else gets, the same body that needs sleep and food and movement, the same heart that wants connection and meaning. The money amplifies everything: your reach, your options, your impact, and sometimes your isolation. What you do with that amplification is the real story. So if you were the richest person, what would you actually do with it? Would you push humanity toward the stars, solve big problems on Earth, protect what you built, or something else entirely? The number is just the starting point. Everything after that is the real question. And please, for such a good explanation, I feel that I deserve at least one like and